Consider the life of a teenager. Huh? You have parents and teachers telling you what to do. You have movies, magazines, and TV telling you what to do, but you know what you have to do. Huh? Your job, your purpose is to get accepted, get a cute girlfriend, to think of something great to do for the rest of your life. What if you're confused and can't imagine a career? What if you're funny looking and you can't get a girlfriend? You see, no one wants to hear it. But the terrible secret is that being young is sometimes less fun than being dead.
What up? We're back. Spiritual experience. You know the deal. Wow. Remember that intro? That was Pump Up the Volume. That's what we're trying to do here, B. Pop, pop, pop. Hope you guys are strapped in. Everybody, we're back. Spiritual experience, you know the deal. That was True Love Always from Drowning Room. Intro courtesy of Pump Up the Volume, which was like that pirate radio movie. What was that guy's name? I don't know, man. Christian Slater? Was that it? I don't know. It sounds... I wanted to say Christian Bale, but I know it wasn't Christian Bale, and I know it wasn't A.C. Slater, so maybe it was him. Yeah, so I hope you guys are doing well. We're packing it in. More guests, more love, more life, more God, all of that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. The re-up with my boy Danny. He's a great kid, man. He's a young guy. He just came through his second year of sobriety, which is tough, man. It's, we talk about this kind of shit all the time where people try to play like clean time doesn't count. Like, all we got is today. Go fuck yourself. No way, bro. The time counts. The time that you can make it through life without picking up a drink or a drug or whatever. And, I don't know who says this all the time. People who go to church, they say the trials and the tribulations. And it's very vague, And I don't know how much vagueness really helps. But it's okay. Not everybody has to be able to spill their guts and do their thing. And that's fine. In recovery, we learn that you must reveal in order to heal. Or whatever that saying is. I don't know what it is. Who knows? Sorry if the music in the beginning was a little long for some of yous. That's all right. Get used to it. When I go solo, I go dolo. I could have played that record 10 times in a row when I was a kid, man. I was like a very angry guy. I don't know if I was angry as much as I was just like looking for something to be angry about and do nothing about, really. Back on these G0s, getting back in shape. I've been doing this thing where I'm sure I shared about it already, but since I don't really listen to my own shows back that much. I've been doing this thing where I walk on a treadmill, right? So I walk on a treadmill, because I look like somebody who used to have a six-pack. meaning that you could see it. Like there are like 4 cubes there, and then there's like a fucking, a couple of bowls of rice and pasta right underneath it. And it's, it's the top 4 that you could see. The bottom is like, look, that guy, he used to be whatever. And I'm fucking sick of it, bro. I'm sick of it. Maybe I'm vain, maybe being vain is okay sometimes, a little bit. I don't think I'm better than anybody else in that regard. I just know I have to do whatever works for me. And, like when I see people who are younger than me and they really let their fucking selves go, I'm like, bro, that would make me depressed. It's, I want to grow old, like, gracefully. So I stay in the gym and I stay exercising. I stay challenging myself. I'm joining the polar bears. I'm not an official bear yet. Please don't judge me, polars. But it's been one of the most rewarding things I've done in some time. I don't know. Every year I do shit that's very rewarding. I think the year before, there was COVID, there was whatever, but like physical activity. My sister-in-law and I did the fucking 10-mile Tough Mudder. And I don't know what my time was. I don't remember. But I remember after I finished, and dude, I got fucking electrocuted doing that. That's like part of the thing. Like I got electrocuted multiple times. And it was, and I finished in a good time. People, the guys running it, I thought that was like, dude, please don't give me no fucking ball washing shit. And, where they tell everybody, participation trophy. And they're like, no, dude, you and your sister-in-law finished in a really good time. And she's like a personal trainer, and she's, cock diesel. I won't say cock diesel. She's strong, and she's fucking stunning, and she's beautiful. And she's got a lot of personality, and but she's like Diesel. Like, dude, you piss her off, man. I hope you can bob and weave, because she'll fuck you up. But, we did the Tough Mudder, man. That was like the 10-mile joint. I did every obstacle, every one. And some people like, they say you can skip them. I'm like, fucking for what? So even to prepare for that, I did like, 6 weeks of Badass Academy over there in Bay Ridge with, I would go on Saturdays or sometimes Saturday morning, whatever. I see my man Little Chrissy out there with his beautiful wife, Marissa. She's also, man, like, no weapons required. She'll fucking figure 4 leg lock you and then make a fucking, she'll decorate your tombstone when she's done. But, So, but I was going like 6 a.m, like pushing myself, man, while I still have my body and my wits about me. So that was very rewarding. Oh, I ran a half marathon. I think that's what I did the year before. So, I know there's people who run actual marathons, and that's okay. I'm not comparing myself to them. I compare myself to myself. Dude, I ran the Brooklyn Half Marathon. There's 2 of them. The one that I ran, thank God I ran that one, because the one the week later is when people were dying, running down, I think they were running down Ocean Parkway. And, they were collapsing in the sun. So that's like a lifestyle for me. Like, dude, it's a lifestyle to really test myself. And because that's where I find, to be honest, that's where I find God, man. God is in those places that are beyond the limits that I place on myself, if that makes any sense. So, that last, I think it was the last like 5K, or the last, the last like 3 miles of that Brooklyn half that I did, bro, the fucking headphones died. I had no headphones. Or I think the phone died or something. So, it was fucking bad. So it was just me and the Lord and the people, man. And that's what it really boils down to. That's like my whole life, man. It's just me, God, and the people. When you've been touched, and not touched like somebody, like, this is another thing that I can't stand. When people, and everybody's got to do whatever they want. I can't say that I can't stand it. I can say it rubs me the wrong way. And there's a lot of Christians who say this kind of thing. And maybe I just don't understand it. And I don't know. But they're like, oh, you're blessed and highly favored. And I'm like, highly favored compared to who? Like, favored means what? Favoritism? Like, shouldn't God favor everybody? You know, is that how it, or maybe just you guys? I don't know. You know, I don't know. So either way, yeah, people say that. So like my relationship with God is always found in those places, man. And it's nice when I get to share that experience with everybody else, the spiritual experience. That's why I named this show this. So when I was going through, Danny's second year, that's what it was, man. I was reliving, man. This guy, he lost somebody that was close to him. And he couldn't handle it 100%, and he started harming himself, and it was sad. He didn't pick up a drink or a drug, but he picked up something else. And that's, I'm not saying that one is worse than the other, but, listen, you ring that alcohol and drug bell, it's, you may not ever be able to come back from that. It only takes one false move and you're on fucking fentanyl fucking madness, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So just hearing his journey through the second year, which is so tough because like in that early recovery, which is for me, maybe first 5 years, maybe first 10 years, I don't know. But like living through life unadulterated, life is not without the tools that we use, which really is this, is like the tools are community and doing the right thing and trying to help other people and not just like quote unquote doing the right thing, like being selfless, being selfless and trying to help every person that you can possibly help in as you're walking through your days, meaning that, when you see somebody, you're allowed to smile. You're allowed to wave and say hello to people that you don't even know, and you may never see them again. If somebody's offended by that, they need to look at their fucking self. And I don't care about any of this, like, oh, I'm from New York, how you doing? It's blah, blah, blah. Like, no, bro, like, that's like fake fucking bullshit. Want to be tough guy, I'm from New York. Like, get the fuck out of here. Being tough is for herbs. I don't know who said that, but one of these rappers said that. Being tough, yeah, it's for herbs, man. That shit is lame. Being tough, so, I find, so I have to do things in order to find that experience, in order to find God. And one of the main ways I do it is those physical challenges. Another way is, listening when I want to talk and being, listening when I want to talk. Even if I think something I may say may be helpful, but just listening instead, and that's not I don't have to say everything instantaneously as soon as it comes to my mind. That's what I have this show for. That's what I have you guys for. And that's what I have, I guess, maybe my friends for. The people who are in my life really support that. And I can share my ideas and my thoughts with them, and they don't really judge me. So on Sundays when I go do the polar bear in the water, that's a super spiritual experience for me. It's that connection that I have with all these other people that are there, And, after I'm done with my last plunge, I wouldn't say the last one, but the last one where I actually become a bear, which is, I think I've done 9 or 10. And I got a couple of more. I think you're supposed to do 12. So I'm like way ahead of the game. This Sunday was the first one that I missed. And I missed it, for good reason. And the reason why I missed it was because, like, my middle kid, they were sick and they were throwing up all night. and it didn't look good. And I mean, like, for a grown person to be throwing up all night and shivering and fucking whimpering, I thought it was one of two things. I thought it was A, either the norovirus, or B, withdrawal from some kind of narcotics. Now, I used to do heroin, H to the Izzo. Yeah. So, to me, the norovirus looks exactly like heroin withdrawal. You know, because I've been there. Actually, I've had both of them, and it's pretty bad. So, I was telling my girl, I'm like, dude, maybe she's withdrawing from something. Not saying that my kid is out there buying H or that she's a junkie, but the day and age when you can buy drugs, I guess even safely, is long gone. Because now they're putting all kind of stuff in, or this. Well, I laugh, like when we were growing up, if somebody, somebody bought weed and it had roach spray on it, I would get happy. I'd be like, oh, it smells like roach spray. Yes. You know, or I used to buy, like, you know, those $5 things of hash, which is basically the size of like I don't know, maybe a pointer fingernail. I wouldn't say, maybe a thumbnail, but the whole nail of hash and a $5 bag of weed, and I would just smoke that shit, smoke. And I'd be on like cloud nine. But I was also a young person. I was like in my teens. So, and regardless, I still went to the hospital a bunch of times for drug-related instances. You know, every one of them very embarrassing. So I was telling my girl, I was like, dude, yeah. Either way, I'm not saying that they're not a bad person. I'm not saying they're a bad person. I'm not judging them in this way, in any way. I judge them in a lot of other ways, my kid. But I say to myself, like, listen, you know, they could be buying, I know they buy drugs on the street because, you know, they don't have any, what's that thing called? They don't have like a license or whatever, you know, the marijuana license. They can't buy it in a dispensary. So they buy it in the street, or they buy it online. I told you, I found like tabs of acid that they fucking order over the internet. I'm like, dude, you don't even know what this is. What, could you click on something and makes it okay? I can tell you 10 stories about fucking fake Cialis that I bought the same way 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You know, me and my boy Adam, we get them from like India. And like one pill would be mad strong and the next pill would be like half a dose. Like there's no consistency because it's not like legit. You know, I think they would come from India. They're like these little yellow like Tadafil pills or something. It's funny because he asked me if I still had the website. I was like, bro, fucking no. I don't even know what that is. And I don't even need those things anymore. That was one of the things that I was like very, you know, not to be TMI, but when I met my lady and the times that we were getting down, getting busy, even from the beginning, like I never needed any help. And now I definitely don't need help. But like, you know, as a grown person, and especially if you're sober, sober sex is not fucking, it ain't easy, man. It ain't. Like, you know, especially first time, your nerves, you find out how strong nerves are, you know, when you try to have sex with somebody first time and you're sober. You know, it's not easy. Yeah. So you need those things. And with my girl now, with or without protection, I've never needed it. It's just been animal instinct, like MOBB, Bob Deep style. Animal instinct, yeah, which is crazy. And even to this day. And, you know, that's one of the, that's one of those signs, I guess, maybe from the Lord. Like, oh, this one is the one for you. You know, I saw Steve Harvey said that the other day. He's like, yo, God will let you know when you're supposed to know if this is the one. And maybe that's one of the ways, you know, maybe that's one of the ways. So regardless, you know, my kid was sick and Sunday morning, I was like, dude, and this whole conversation could have went fucking left, So I was like, yo, like you gotta take them to the emergency room, or to the hospital, whatever. And what did I say? What is this? Hold on, because I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Because this was a good way to, to kind of like disarm the situation where I guess it was tense. Hold on one second. But, I was telling her, I was like, look, you need to, I said, because she was like, I was like, dude, I got to go to the gym. Because in my mind, look, nobody's complying. I'm like, listen, whether it's drugs or whether it's norovirus, whatever, she needs to go to the emergency room. Throwing up all fucking night. Like, she needs to go. Like, that's it. Like, I mean, every hour on the hour. Like, something is obviously wrong. And she ain't going to just shake it out in bed. Dude, like, I don't, I wouldn't, I don't know. Yeah, I just wouldn't leave them like that. So the point is that, they were like, oh, because they asked my girl for like an Ativan. She's like, oh, I just gave them an Ativan, see if it'll calm them down. Because they were also getting like panic attacks. Like, dude, this is fucking abnormal. Are you crazy? Like, who's in charge here? Who's like dictating? Like, what is the lab coat in the closet? And all of a sudden, like, they know? What the fuck do they know? They don't know anything. This is why we have medical insurance. This is why you go to the hospital. This is why. But nobody loves the kid, so I'm fucking big bad bro Rogan in my fucking house. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to go to the gym. Fuck it. You guys figure it out, which is crazy to me because if that was 100% legit my own kid, I would have just pushed my girl out the way and grabbed my kid by the hair and said, we're going to the ER right now. Because, like, guess what? I don't gamble. Something is wrong that is beyond the scope of my understanding. Dude, I go to fucking medicine. I go to the doctor. I let them tell me who the fuck am I? So I was like, fuck it. All right. And this is the dilemma that I have, that I don't have complete control. I don't have complete control. And then I risk having a problem, because like the more that I try to, hold on one second. Anyway, the more that I try to exert control, then the more problems that I run into. And sometimes I say to myself, you know what? It's not even worth the aggravation, to be like, hey, listen, I guess to their own detriment, and not that I know everything, but like to their own detriment, they're going to find out on their own. That's what's going to happen. They're going to find that on their own. So, I just said, fuck it. I went to the gym and I started walking on the treadmill. Now, this is the thing I was telling you about before, where I've been having a good time because, like, that six pack is starting to come back. Then, the six pack is starting to come back. It was because I walk on the treadmill. I walk on a 15 incline, the highest incline, for an hour at 3.0. And last night I burned 750 calories doing it. So now I've become that guy. So either way, I'm on the treadmill. I said, you know what? I said, I can't let this go any longer. So she's telling me, I gave them Motrin. This was on Sunday. Says, blah, blah, blah. I said, you have to go to the ER. She said, I could take a taxi. I said, what about Sam, which is my little one? She says, I'll let them know. I said, keep your phone charger with you. Let me know what hospital you go to. She said, they calmed down. I gave them some Motrin, and we're going to see if it helps. And I'm like, dude, are you fucking crazy? Here's what I'm thinking to myself. Are you crazy? I said, okay, my vote is to go to the hospital. And then I just kept walking. Then I was like, you know what? Listen, this kid is a pain in the ass just because every kid is a pain in the ass in different ways. I don't not love them. And this is how I know. Because I just would have been like, fuck it, let them drown then. But like, I was just like, they're immature and they're narcissistic and they're self-centered because they're young. And they have difficulties and super talents in all these different ways. They just haven't come out yet, and they're trying to find themselves. So as many times in my brain that I think I write them off, I really don't. Because like after a few more minutes on the treadmill, I sent her a message. I said to my girl, I said, look, I said, my vote is to go to the hospital. And I said, I think we're making a mistake just letting her dictate the terms. This is why she is where she is, because she's dictating the terms. As parents, we need to take control. None of us are doctors. She is obviously something wrong. Ignoring that is negligence. Nothing bad can ever come from getting medical attention. The risk of not getting medical attention is always there. Plus, we will find out what the truth is. And she's like, I already called the taxi. She isn't dictating anything, and please don't call me negligent. I was like, see, this is why. This is why, bro. This is why I'm like, I was ready to take all the firing squad because I know no matter how direct I am, they got to make it about them. And I was like, dude, I didn't call you negligent, dummy. I put in quotes, I said, going to wait and see is what is negligent. So as long as we're not doing that, then we are not. I'm saying we the whole time, we. And she said again, please don't call me negligent. I said, I didn't call you that. You want to make it about that? Then fine. Reread it again. Not doing anything is negligent. If you did nothing, then that's what I would call you. Since you're not, then you are not. And she replies, the aggression is unnecessary. And this is where I'm like, oh my God, bro. They're just mad at themselves because they're going to follow my advice anyway. And they don't want to be like, hey, you know what? You were right. We should go to the doctor. Instead, they're going to make this whole fucking argument over something stupid. So I just bite the bullet and I say, you know what? Here's me. I'm apologizing. Here I am saying sorry. I said, I'm sorry if it's coming off that way. I'm not aggressive feeling in any way. Let me know where you guys are going. She told me the hospital. I said, okay, I'm on the way to the ER. She says, yes, can I stop by the house to get their headphones? Blah, blah, blah. All right. So we spent the whole day with them in the ER. They get into the ER and they're okay. Apparently, I'm letting everybody know they're okay. There's nothing wrong. But then they can't pee, right? So I'm saying, listen, they got to do blood work. They got to do stool samples, all of that. And this is, I could have easily been like, okay, they're in the hospital. My girl's there. They're not letting me in. So, yeah, I'm going to just go and meet with my people, go for a swim, and then come back, which I could have done. But I was like, dude, no. I was like, no, I'm going to skip it. And I skipped it. And I stayed sitting in the fucking car. And I don't mind that I did that. I know I did the right thing. Just even to be steady for them, for my girl, So I missed my swim yesterday, first time I missed one. And it was for a legit reason, which is nice. And then, while they're in there, she's like, oh, they have to give her IV bags because she can't pee. And I was like, aha. Because I remember, bro, if anybody has ever, I don't know what the opioid situation was, but I know what heroin is and dope. So if you were ever on, dope or heroin or anything like that, you could stand in front of the urinal for 30 minutes. You are not peeing. It's not coming out. It doesn't exist, So I'm like, oh my God, maybe there's heroin in her system somewhere or some kind of opioid that's stopping them from peeing. I don't know if the opioid pills do that, but I know that heroin does it. So dehydration, throwing up, cannot pee, I mean, throwing up around the clock. And I was like, oh, this is, in my mind, I was like, oh, this could still be dope withdrawal. Could be. And, yeah. So point of the story is that that's how I spent my Sunday. And it was okay. You know, and I made it through a couple of landmines where I learned how to navigate that situation effectively without making it too much worse for myself, by like kind of putting my foot down a little bit. If you count that as putting your foot down, like that's how much of a feeble position I have when it comes to her and those kids. With my own son, she ain't gonna get the last word, and that's it, you know, and whatever. And maybe she respects that. I don't know. You know, even though like I very sincerely consider what she advises, and she has her own relationship with my son, with our son. I should say our son, yeah. With the boy, she has her own relationship with him, and that's cool. I don't have my relationship with this one kid. With the little one, my little boo, bro, we ride or die together like everything. So, you know, I guess knowing how to do this kind of stuff effectively and knowing when to push, when to pull, whatever, like that's what, you know, that's what recovery is all about, is learning how to, and not let it ruin my day. And it didn't ruin my day that I missed the swim. And when I saw all the pictures on Monday online, you know, because everybody posts pictures, because we have such a good time, and the spirit is there. The spirit of love and happiness is in that water with those people, and we're all doing it together, and it looks fucking crazy when you see it. And I miss them, and I miss my friends, because I find the Lord there. The Lord finds me there, you know. I mean, he's always with me, I guess. I don't know if I find him or he finds me. We find each other. When I'm in those places, I'm like, dude, there is nothing else going on but that cold water and that love from the person across from you. Jumping up and down, there's nothing else. You can't even be thinking about your fucking bills. You can't be thinking about your phone. Like, it's just, it zaps everything. And you just, you know, for 15 minutes, you know, we're in the grace. And I felt, you know, same way when I'm out there now and I'm running in those races with all those people. You know, do I want to, I want to do that. I want to feel that with everybody in all different ways in my life as much as I can. And I do that when people come on the show. You know, after every time, then we sit down together, you know, we get up, there's always an embrace when we're done, because it's always magic. It's magical. You know, it really is. Because it's like, dude, there's nothing but what's going on right now. And in between those moments, I just try to be an effective pursuer of those moments. And I can't do that if I'm worrying about fucking Ron DeSantis or what else? Elon with Twitter. All these other things. Like, I can't be worried about those things. About fucking Joe Biden. Yo, bro, the DNC, they're turning on him, bro. They're fucking... The Democratic Party is turning on Joe. That's why they're letting all these stories come out about his fucking papers and all this stuff that they're finding in a... Like, this is like so... It sounds random, but it's probably not. They're like, dude, there's papers inside the glove box of a Corvette in a drive... Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. They have somebody else in mind. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's the Pete Buttigieg. You know, or... What? I don't know how to say her name right. Is it Kamala? Kamala Harris. I would say Kamala. Only because that's how I would say it. But yeah, Kamala Harris. So they're you know, that's the only reason why these stories are getting any fucking traction. You know, because soon they're going to have to put their guy forward, whoever it's going to be. And it ain't going to be him. It's not going to be him. Meanwhile, he somehow substantially gets all these votes from people, which is crazy. You know, they probably already sent him like the memo, like, dude, you ain't gonna be the one. You're gonna have to step down, and blah blah blah. They wouldn't if they let him run. This is how crazy the party is. If they let him, they just eat themselves from the inside. Because I promise you, like, nobody who they put, I don't know who they're gonna put there. This is why I have such a, I have such a disdain for the Democratic Party. You know, as a party, I have plenty of friends that are Democrats, and some of my views are blue, and some of them are very red, and some of them are very blue. And I'm like, and then I guess an independent, even though I'm a registered Republican, because I need to keep all my shmoney so I could do my good works with the shmoney. But yeah, they're just turning on themselves, and then people. Because listen, the wave is coming, the wave of insanity, of people clamoring to judge one another and yell at the system, which they cannot control. The only thing that they can control is how we behave with each other here on the ground. We're like the grunts, like whatever they call them, infantry, whatever. That's who we are, man. We're never going to be them. So we just got to be like, hey, man, regardless of what's going on, we can be good to each other. We can love each other. And that spirit of that, that's what God is for me. You know, and I pray, that's what I pray, that's who I pray to. Or what I pray to, I don't know. And then people be like, oh, what, if there's God, why are there people starving on earth? Right? And then, a rebuttal could be like, well, which sometimes what I think is like, well, if I went and asked God, like, hey, God, why are there people starving on earth? He could say, well, Jared, why are there people starving on earth? Like, why do I have to put it on him instead of on me? He would put it on me. Like, what did you do? I gave you life. You were down there. How many people did you help? You don't got to save everybody, but how many people did you help? Just by giving them that sense of, humanity, that everything's going to be okay. And even if I did that, just being in the hospital, going back and forth, grabbing the other kid, bringing fucking chicken soup, it's a very thankless job, when it comes to your children. Everybody else will thank you. Your kids will be like, they're always so entitled. And then one day they'll be like, you know what, thank you. And sometimes you just got to pray that it's in your mind it's not too late. To be like, all right, yeah, you're welcome. And that's the whole shebang. So anyway, I'm gonna tap out. I hope you guys are doing well. I love you all. We got some more interviews coming. People in and out of recovery who are around this thing that we call the spiritual experience. You guys can always hit me up if you feel like, if you guys want to come on here, you're more than welcome to come and share your stories or whatever you have. I had this lady, I was in her house doing some work, and she was like, yo, you need to do The Moth. I was like, The Moth? I was like, I know that show. I listened to it, and I'm like, it's okay. I don't love it, but I love storytelling. This American Life is probably my favorite podcast. Overall, I would say it's that. Even though it's a little bit pretentious and super lefty. But it's okay. I don't mind it. And she's like, yeah, in Brooklyn they have those slams. You go, and it's like a poetry slam, but it's a story slam. I hit my boy Liam. I was like, yo, Liam, man, we can go in there and rock the fucking house. And then me and the lady were laughing because I told her a little bit about my show and whatever. And I was like, yeah, people in recovery and AA, NA, bro, we'll crush them. We're so used to telling our fucking story. Like, I can speak in front of 30 people. I can speak in front of 300 people. It doesn't matter, because you're just so used to telling your story and being honest. And after so many years that it's, it's like nothing, and I a little bit, like, honestly, I'm not always nervous, but I'm anxious to express my gratitude to my polar bear family, because after your last swim, before they jump you in, you got to make like a little bit of a speech or whatever, a plead they call it. I mean, I don't think that they don't never not let anybody in, but a way that I can just express gratitude. And maybe it'll be too much. Sometimes it's not always the right place to be all the way up to 12, So maybe I'll try and keep it on 11. Who knows? But I can't not be who I am. And that's always evolving as I'm introduced to myself more and more with each trial and tribulation. All right, guys. I love you. Peace. We want to thank you all for joining us today. And please don't forget to like and subscribe on all podcast platforms. And find us on Facebook, where you can become part of our family. We'll see you around.